gathering around the table for talks on Syria. Foreign ministers from 19 different countries are debating the 4.5-year conflict that's left 250,000 people dead.
Of course, while these talks have been taking place, there's been another attack in Syria.
Yes, there was actually 45 people killed just this morning at a marketplace in Douma. That's a suburb of Damascus. You can see the immediate aftermath on screen at the moment. We know that more than 100 people were injured, and this is a marketplace that is targeted time and again by the Syrian government, and who knows how many more times this will be pummeled before the conflict does eventually come to an end. But there are these particular cables that have a disproportionately large amount of data running through them between these continents. Right. And because they're at deep sea, they're not very well protected. They're just on the seabed. It's far too expensive to bury them. And of course, the Russian submarines have been spotted there. They're not going to do any damage at the moment, but it is feared that in a case of war, they could be looking to sever them.
Let's start with you. What's the latest from the Pentagon about Jihadi John? Is there now rock-solid certainty that he was killed in that strike?
They're still not going so far as to say that he's definitely been killed. They're saying there's a high probability that he was hit in the strike, but they're assessing the operation and they are likely to be putting out more information later on today. We've also heard this morning from the UK Prime Minister David Cameron, and he again is saying that it's not clear if Jihadi John Mohammed Emwazi has been killed in the strike, but he's described it as an act of self-defence and says that this strike, of course, is the right thing to do.
A state of emergency, a state of panic. Paris endured a night of horror last night when gunmen sprayed restaurants with bullets, massacred scores of concertgoers and launched suicide attacks near the National Stadium. They hit 6 sites in total. The violence is unprecedented.